The second part of Scoreline this afternoon. My name is Robinson Okenya, and if you are just joining us, remember we are talking about Embu 7's that is only 6 days away, the third edition of the rugby tournament in Embu County. And in studio, I'm joined by officials from Embu 7's, the Embu RFC chairman, Moses Mukabane, and Samuel Washira, who's the Chief Officer for Youth and Sports. Of course, we'll be talking to them about what to expect in this year's edition of Embu 7's. But before we get into that, yesterday, Harambee Starlets were in action in the Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers against Equatorial Guinea. Remember, the first leg was played right here in Kenya at Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos, where Harambee Starlets got a 2-1 win against Equatorial Guinea. The return leg was played yesterday, and Equatorial Guinea got a 2-0 win over Harambee Starlets. And in doing so, the Equatorial Guinea proceeded to rather qualify for the Africa Women Cup of Nations, and Harambee Starlets were knocked out courtesy of that 2-0 win against Equatorial Guinea. So those are the results from the match that was played yesterday. Equatorial Guinea getting a 2-0 win over Harambee Starlets. Remember, the national football team, Harambee Stars, will also be in action tonight against India in the Hero Cup final. Harambee Stars taking on India in the Hero Cup final this evening. Of course, Kenya, remember the other time the two teams met in the Hero Cup, India got a 3-0 win against Harambee Stars. And this evening, Harambee Stars will be taking on India in the final of the Hero Cup, hoping to avoid the 3-0 defeat they got against India. On the way to the final, Harambee Stars got a 4-0 win over Chinese Taipei. But let's get back to rugby, and we are talking about Embu 7's, which is 6 days away. We are with Moses Mukabane, Embu RFC chairman, and Samuel Washira, the Chief Officer for Youth and Sports. So, Mukabane, how do people access Embu 7's?
In fact, Embu 7's, let's start first. How do you access Embu? You know, Embu.
The land of opportunities.
The land of opportunities.
Yes.
There are many ways. Embu is actually a central town. You can come from Masinga, that is Garissa Road. You can come from the main highway through Thika all the way, yeah, and you can come from Meru. So all angles you can access Embu Stadium. So for the tickets, the tickets are going at an early bird rate of 200 shillings.
Or 200 shillings.
200 shillings, because we want many fans to come and to appreciate the game. And you can get this on an M-Pesa pay bill of 657137, and the account number is Ticket 2018, and that once you get that, you'll get your ticket. Yes.
So how has the tournament been beneficial to your team?
Actually, the backbone of Embu 7's is to try and get to raise funds for the club. We are using it as a conduit, as an avenue for the club to raise funds. Because there are two things in clubs that, the two big problems that face clubs in Kenya. One is financing, and two is management.
Yes.
So we want to sort out this issue of financing through this tournament. So from last year, actually, we were able, from the last year's events proceeds, we were able to take the team through the 7th circuit. And we managed to go through all the 7th circuit tournaments and the 15th league in which we play. So it is actually so beneficial. So we are looking at this year as an upgrade to that, so that we can be able to build the game. And also other teams. We were able to donate balls from the donations of the tournament to other teams like Chuka, who are growing with us. So we actually appealing to many sponsors to come and partner with us in this kind of noble venture. Yes.
Before we get into what also other sports that the county has to offer, Moses, people would like to know the journey, how the journey has been for Embu RFC, trying to get to the top league, to the top tier league, that is getting to play in the Kenya Cup.
Yes.
How's the journey been?
I would say the journey has been a long journey. First, myself, I'm a trained engineer, electrical engineer. I work with Kenya Power. And I was posted in Embu 6 years back. And I went to this town and I found there is no rugby. The only rugby I could see is from Kangaroo School.
Yes.
And I volunteered there as a coach for about 1 year. And during that time, we managed to go to the East Africa competitions. And so one young man came after clearing high school. And you know, he had lost his way a bit. So I was wondering now, this guy, he told me, Coach, now there is nothing we can do. So that is where the spark of starting a club started. So I came, I put this club together so that all these students who have finished high school, they can find somewhere where they can play and progress. So through that time, this club has grown all the way, and we have pride in having good players like David Kivuti, who played for Nakuru RFC, and now he came back. He's a teacher at Kangaroo now, and he actually managed to be in the training team of the Kenya 7's. So such talents could not have been realized without this setup, and we are believing in better things to come forward. And our vision is to be in Kenya Cup in the next 3 years. We should be in Kenya Cup.
Watch the next 3 years, we should be seeing you playing in Kenya Cup.
Definitely.
Among the biggest team that we have in the country.
Exactly.
Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that. And Samuel Wachira, as the chief officer for youth and sports in Embu County, you know, we are talking about Embu 7's and we are talking about rugby. But apart from rugby, what does the county have to offer in terms of sports?
Okay, we have done a lot in sports. What we are doing, we are growing the talents. As we speak, we have a youth team that competed in Wote when you handed the Kisia Games. We selected the youth from the clubs and the ones, the best players, of course, below 25 years. And we are nurturing that team. So that's also at the end of the day also, as the rugby will join the Kenya Cup, they also join the Kenya Premier League. Those are the aspirations.
Those are the aspirations.
The volleyball, we are doing the tournaments. We have done 12 ones. Embu County has 20 ones. We have done tournaments in 12 ones. That includes volleyball and football, much we have done. Ladies football, also ladies volleyball, men volleyball, and football. So those are some of the things we are doing about the sports. We are really growing talent. And again, apart from the stadium we have a talent academy. That is,
you have a talent academy?
Yes, it's close to 10 acres. That academy, by Friday of this week starting, we are going to complete a studio. That studio is one of the biggest in Kenya. The youth will be able to come and record their music there. And so many things they can do. In that Still Talent Academy, we have a very good basketball pitch. We also have volleyball pitch there. We have netball pitch there. We have handball pitch there. So at the end of the day, apart from the stadium now, now we want again now to concentrate the talent development, the talent academy. So that now we leave the stadium for other purposes of big games. And of course, more and more, the governor is working hard to ensure we get another land so that we can grow more talents and more talents.
Moses, what should we expect on the 23rd and 24th?
Let me just start by showing you a few things that we have. You know, I'm a good visitor. I come with good goodies for you. So this is an Embu 7's t-shirt.
Embu 7's.
Yeah, and I've carried one for your girlfriend, so that you can have peace when you go back. Okay. Yeah, so we will have quite a number of things. Yes. First, for our fans, we'll have a lot of entertainment, and we have catered for across the board. We want it to be a family kind of event, so that we have a children's village where they can have a fun park, all those things, bouncing castle and all that. And then also we have a village for entertainment, music and all that. And we will also have the rugby, the World Cup. The World Cup village, that is for now entertainment. And for the rugby, we have invited top teams in Kenya, and they have confirmed their attendance. So there will be electric rugby fever in Embu that weekend. Yes.
Well, speaking about the World Cup, remember right here on KTN News, right here on Scoreline, as we are 4 days to the World Cup. Of course, we are taking a look at the World Cup right here on Scoreline. And I don't know, which team are you supporting at the World Cup?
Nigeria.
Nigeria?
Yes.
Why Nigeria?
Manajani watu wangu. And I think it's a Kenya. It's an
African thing.
An African thing,
yes.
And that is what I'm supporting.
Which team are you supporting?
I'm supporting all the teams, the African teams.
All the 5 African teams.
Yes, yes.
Tunisia, Morocco,
Kabisa.
Nigeria, Senegal, and Egypt.
Yes.
Of course, thanks a lot for coming in and telling us more on what to expect on the 3rd edition of Embu 7's. That will go down on the 23rd and 24th of June in Embu County at the Embu Stadium. Of course, those are the officials from Embu 7's. That is Samuel Washira, who is the Chief Officer for Youth and Sports in Embu County, and also Moses Mukabane, who is the Chairman, Embu RFC, who are the hosts of the tournament. But now we want to switch gears and get into football. We are talking about the World Cup. 4 days to go to the biggest tournament in world football. And Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho has already picked the teams that will progress from each group to qualify, rather to advance to the knockout stages of the World Cup. I don't know if you agree with him, but this is what he selected as the teams that will qualify from the group stages and advance to the finals of the 2018 edition of the World Cup. That will be going down in Russia. Remember, it is the 21st edition of the FIFA World Cup.